bearing in mind it was 1992, and if anyone remembers 1992, it's the worst property crash that we've ever had. I think I made the grand total of about $7,000, and if I worked out my labour cost, I think I would have been backwards. But somehow I gathered the strength and continued. Sold those two homes for something like about $110,000 or $115,000 each, and went and bought another property in Moorabbin. In those days, it was Moorabbin, not Hampton East. It's been rezoned in the last 20 odd years, and went through a planning permit and put 2 villa units, single-storey villa units, at the back of the existing house. Renovated the existing house. Also built 2 villa units at the back. Sold the old house at the front first. Used that money and the ones at the rear. This is not an old story. It's I'm sure many people in Australia or around the world have done this technique. And I was also doing small building jobs for other people, and came to the conclusion over my very early 20s that it's better just to do it for ourselves. Look, we've got a whole range of different values and goals and strategies in PACE, and one of them is to do an iconic building every 2 or 3 years. One that we can all get really excited about. It's not necessarily about making profit. It's about building a reputation and having fun. And that's just one of those buildings. The other one was the one in Nautica. It's actually a picture behind you there. That one there, the boats opposite the Sandringham Yacht Club. So that was the other one we did before that. And the next one is Flemington, which we're hopefully getting planning approval for that over the next couple of months. No, look, it doesn't matter what size the project is these days. It's very complex. If I look back 20 years ago, or even 15 years ago, it was pretty linear, pretty simple. Bankers and financiers were sophisticated in certain areas, but certainly you look back at it now, very, very simple. Now it's all about risk mitigation. It's about your qualifying pre-sales. It's about the market acceptance of your product. It's about what these products are going to be valued at the end. Can people settle? What's the horizon on the project? Therefore, what's the market going to be like, and what's the valuation market going to be like in there? And it's a complicated cocktail, and I don't know any other way to say it. We were doing 150 units, 165 units in Parkville about 4 or 5 years, more longer, 6 or 7 years ago, and we were 3/4 way through construction, and I was sitting at home and watching the news, and the East-West Link got announced, and the East-West Link was going straight through our building. So I had a very large mortgage at that point. I think it was in the vicinity of about $50 or $60 million with the ANZ, and I rang our corporate director, the ANZ, straight away and said, "This is the first I know about it, first I've heard about it." So we had 165 apartments all sold to individual people, a lot of them first home buyers for that sake. And the next morning was a big strategy meeting about how we're going to work our way out of it.